Hit up Rose NBA on Twitter. If you need any sort of grind, he will be the man for you. Domination, Spotlight Sims, MyTEAM Unlimited, and even more. The link to his Twitter will be down below in the description. Yo, what is good? Yo, it's your boy Ty back here with another one of our tier lists that we have been doing in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, one thing I do want to say is we do now have some of the Evos, so like a Chris Boucher, Derrick Jones Jr. I now have the stats on 2K database of the Evos, so we can really go over each and every one of these cards and talk about how good each and every one of them are and how good they can be for you guys. So not only do you get this Amethyst Draymond Green for grinding domination, but what about a guy like Chris Boucher? Can he play for you? We're going to be going over all of that. Now, I think we got like 38 different power forwards here on this list. Remember, if you don't see a guy on this list, that's not necessarily me saying they're bad, but it's just a guy that didn't necessarily catch my attention. So if there's like a good Emerald, there's Sapphire, heck, even a gold player that you like using, I'm not gonna sit here and be the one to tell you not to use him. Obviously, you got to use your own favorite players. But this tier list is my specific tier list and who I think is good in this specific game. Now, before we dive into our first guy, Bob Pettit here, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to 80,000 subscribers. So Bob Pettit, gonna start it off here. And if you look at Bob Pettit, the dude is not bad, right? Bob Pettit is not bad at all. Heck, here's the thing. 17 gold badges, 2 on silver, 6 on bronze. Here's the thing about Bob Pettit. 6'9". He has an 88 3 ball, but he only has a 60 speed with 49 lateral quickness. With really, I mean, his defensive badges are box, rebound chaser, and worm. So those aren't bad as far as rebounding badges. But as far as like guarding the pick and roll, he might struggle a little bit. I think Bob Pettit is super close to being an S tier player. Now, again, we have yet to see what his release is going to be like this year. At least I haven't played with him, so I don't know. Does have set shot 14, which I wasn't a big fan of last year. We'll see. I think Bob Pettit is a verge of an S tier player, but for me, starting the list off, I don't feel comfortable yet putting him in that S tier category. Now, Brian Cook, here's the big thing. Is Brian Cook anything like Bob Pettit? Is he remotely close to being as good as Bob Pettit? No, but he's an off-brand Bob Pettit. 86 3 ball, 40 speed, 41 lateral quickness. He's basically what Bob Pettit is, but a lot worse, right? Brian Cook's going to be able to knock down shots for you at a decent rate as a Ruby token reward. And I prefer Brian Cook to a lot of the guys I have at C tier, D tier, and F tier. But here's the thing. It's hard because there's only one tier, or there's not a tier that separates these two guys. And that's the tough part, really, because I do believe Bob Pettit is a big step above a guy like Brian Cook. Now, Charles Oakley. A card I'm actually impressed with here is Charles Oakley. Now, you guys might disagree with me, and I might look foolish in this video, but hear me out on Charles Oakley. 1 gold badge, 12 on silver, 4 on bronze. Hot spot from the left slot. 73 ball, good enough to green. 74 speed, 73 lateral quickness, 70 speed ball, 74 ball handle. Defensively has bronze clamps. Silver worm tiles fender, rim protector, pick dodger, off ball pass intimidator, brick wall box, and gold chase down arts. The dude is just an all-around okay player. I think if you play him at that power forward position, you're going to be fine. It's just hard because I don't know how good Bob Pettit is going to be offensively to kind of combat the defense, whereas Charles Oakley is so much better than Bob Pettit on the defensive end. So it's just kind of a tough thing for me to kind of separate those two guys right there. Chris Boucher, a guy I am super high on. Here's the thing with Chris Boucher. 79 3 ball, smooth release. 57 speed, 52 lateral quickness, can dunk decently well. Defensively is going to be solid. Heck, Chris Boucher is very solid all the way around. I'm not going to sit here and say offensively he's going to be better than Bob Pettit, but I think as an all-around player, you can make the case that Chris Boucher is a better all-around player than the Diamond Bob Pettit card. That's just my opinion though, and again, this is just about day 3 of my team in general. So we've got a long ways to go. Now, collector reward, Danny Manning. I don't think anybody's got him yet. I don't think anybody's got Danny Manning yet. But Danny Manning's intriguing here. He's very, very intriguing with the Amari Stoudemire base, 73 ball, 78 speed, 70 lateral quickness. He reminds me a lot of what Charles Oakley can give you. He does a lot of the same things that Danny Manning has. Charles Oakley is going to also have. Now, I do think Danny Manning is a little bit better than Charles Oakley, but I don't think there's that much of a difference. Compare the card badge and stat wise, and again, I think they are pretty similar, at least in my opinion. Now, Dario Sarge, another guy. I know we got a lot of guys up here at B tier, but again, if you can space the floor and not be that bad on defense, it's hard for me to go any lower than B tier. Now, Dario does lack shooting badges, doesn't really have any important shooting ones, and that's I mean, something that if you want to put him in C tier, you can. But wherever Brian Cook is, I think that's where Dario does belong on this list. Now, David West. Dude, this dude David West, guys. This dude David West is just not very good. I mean, heck, if you look up David West, you're not going to like what you see. Or if you play with David West, you're not going to like what you get. The dude just does nothing for you on the basketball court. And when I say that, I mean that badge-wise, he's fine. But 53 ball, 52 speed, 51 lateral quickness, can't handle the ball. What is he doing on the court? The answer to that question is absolutely nothing. At least with Derek Coleman here, guys. Derek Coleman gives you something. He gives you something. Now, the reason Derek Coleman isn't quite as high as Dario or Brian Cook is because he is that much worse on the defensive end. I mean, he's got a 33 speed. A 33 speed. I don't even know if that's possible to have a 33 speed. That is so slow. 33 speed, guys. That is absolutely awful. And I'm not even going to spend any more time talking about Derek Coleman. If the dude's got a 33 speed, there's really not much else I can say about it. Derrick Jones Jr., a guy that if you look at his Evo, is super impressive. Now, if you're wondering how to get Derrick Jones Jr., it is through triple threat offline, but trust me, this dude's solid. Now, the only downside is he's 6'6", which I recommend playing him at that 3. But hear me out. 79 3 ball, 77 speed, 80 lateral quickness. Can't really handle the ball that much, but silver chaser artist, hustler, post-stick, rebound chaser. And attacking the rim, he's going to be fantastic. I like Derrick Jones Jr. a lot. And again, at A tier, we're going to have quite a few people because it's hard to separate a lot of these guys. Now, Udonis Haslam, I don't know if people actually have that card or not. I don't know. He's in 2K as like a promo out of promo packs. Again, I don't know if anybody's pulled the card or not, but he's okay. Udonis Haslam is okay. 74 3 ball. Not quite as bad defensively as Derek Coleman's. Going to give you a few more badges. I'm not a big Udonis Haslam fan. I'm not. But I do think he's B tier. And B tier in this list is not saying much. Like, these B tier players are not cards I really would recommend playing with. A tier or S tier are going to be the cards to really look at in this video. Draymond Green, our first S tier player. I don't know if Draymond's going to be as good as he was last year for as long. But with that being said, if you upgrade each and every one of his badges, which a lot of them can be upgraded, you're going to be looking at a card with nearly 30 gold badges with an 83 ball, 78 speed, 75 lateral quickness, can dunk, can make plays. Defensively, he's just going to be immaculate. I love the makeup and the build of Draymond Green. I think he has the potential to be, longevity-wise, one of the best cards in all of 2K for this entire year long. Elton Brand, he's pushing F tier, guys. I know he's an amethyst. Look, guys, I know he's an amethyst, but he's pushing F tier. 6'9", 7'5" wingspan. That's it. He's got a 74 lateral quickness, but guys, he's terrible, guys. This card is terrible. This card stinks. Is he as bad as David West? Maybe he's a little bit better, but both of those guys stink and are not cards I'd recommend in the slightest. Like, neither of those guys are good at all. Alvin Hayes. Heck, man, Alvin. I don't even know where to go with you. I'm gonna go C tier because I like you just a little bit more than both Elton Brand and David West, but you stink. You still stink. Badge-wise, defensively, you're gonna give me at least something, but you stink. If you run Alvin Hayes, guys, I'm sorry, the dude's not very good in 2K. It's just that simple. George Mcginnis is a better version of Alvin Hayes. Is he good enough to be the next level B tier? No. I actually pulled George Mcginnis out of a pack. Here's the thing. 65 3 balls, 61 speed, 66 lateral quickness. You might think he's okay. He's not. He has a total of 35 badges. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And this is coming from a guy who's used George Mcginnis. The dude just is not very good in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. We're getting to some of the bad guys on this list. Horace Grant is up next, and let me tell you something. When you want to talk about a bona fide scrub, he's not the worst guy on this list, but this dude is a bona fide scrub on the offensive end of the court. Defensively, he's actually not the worst, right? He's probably the best defensive player at D tier, but he's just overall not one of the guys I'd recommend, at the top of my list. Now, Jada Mcdaniels, stat-wise, is better than all the guys at C tier, but his release is one of the slower releases in all of 2K right now. So, I mean, yes, he's got an 83 3-ball speed, is fine. Badge-wise, not great. Can shoot the ball decently. He's just fine. If you get him in domination, you can run with Jaden McDaniels. I'm not telling you not to. But with all the guys at B tier and A tier, I mean, you could maybe push him up into B tier if you wanted to. But it's just the eye test for me. I haven't played with Brian Cook, Dario Sarge to see the releases. It's tough to get Jaden McDaniels release off, even in domination. And I think that says a lot about the player. Jeff Green, a no doubt S tier player. I mean, he's a collector level. And people have gotten to Jeff Green, and he's solid. 4 gold badges, 17 on silver with 7 on bronze. Now, the one thing about Jeff Green is a lot of his badges aren't upgradable. So when you compare him to Draymond Green, I do think Draymond's a little bit better. But Jeff Green, 81 3-ball, 85 speed, 84 lateral quickness, can handle the ball, can play defense, can knock down shots. He can just do a little bit of everything. Jump shot 50 on quick. I don't know what that release is like. It's the Brian Grant release. Don't know how smooth it is or not. But I'm telling you guys, I think Jeff Green is more than solid in 2K, and I like the fact that he does have small forward eligibility as well. Now, Jermaine O'Neal, never really seen him ran in 2K, and I don't know if people have pulled him or not, but I'm going to cover the card just in case anybody has him. 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. I think he's better at center. 2 Hall of Famers, 11 on gold, 16 silver, 9 on gold, or 9 on bronze. If you want to make the case he's S tier for centers, I think you maybe can with what he's got. I mean, heck, you look at the card, he's even got handles for days. Defensively, going to be fantastic. It's just he can't shoot. That's really the biggest downfall on the card. Can't shoot, not the fastest in the game. But I think you can make the debate. He's not as good as Shaq, but I think you can make the debate that after Shaq, as far as centers that aren't Wilt, I think Jermaine O'Neal might be number 2. So for that sake, I'm going to put him in S tier again. I don't know how attainable he is this early on in the game, but he's in 2K, so I got to kind of cover the card. Jerry Lucas, our token reward here. Up next is an A tier player. Now, you guys might be wondering, A tier for Jerry Lucas, how is that? The dude's got his 37 lateral quickness. A 37 lateral quickness. Now, maybe I'm too low on Jerry Lucas, but if you got a 37 lateral quickness, I just don't know. 2 Hall of Famers, 21 on gold, 3 on silver, 2 on bronze. Ray Allen base, you could maybe argue he's an S tier player, but I have a hard time seeing him stack up to Draymond Green. That's my only hesitancy. He's 6'8", can't really defend. As far as a two-way player, I just don't know if he's quite to the level of a Draymond Green type card. Karl Malone up next. He stinks. On and off the court, he's just not a very good guy or player, whatever you want to say. 6'9", 20 total badges. He can't do anything on the court. He's not. You know what? Karl Malone, you're F tier. You're worse than the guys at D tier. You are terrible. This bona fide scrub Karl Malone can't play. He is terrible. KD up next. He's the definition of a B tier player. I think he's worse than everybody at A tier, but I've used this Sapphire Katie a lot, and I'm a big fan of him. I think there are some things in his stats that I'm not a big fan of, but it's just a base card. He's a card that you can go out there with and compete. So I think he's the best at B tier. I don't think he stacks up to anybody at A tier, to be honest with you, though. And so that's the thing. I do think Kevin Durant and the other guy, both the other 2 guys I got at B tier are going to be ahead of the other guys that I've already placed there. Kenyon Martin up next, and Kenyon Martin is a tough one. He absolutely snagged on me in my videos today. I think I was on my No Money Spent squad account, and I played him in a draft mode. And he, as far as a rebounder, is one of the best in the game. Rebounding, dunking, like, he can do a little bit of everything. I'm going to move him into B tier, and here's the reason why. The only thing he can't do on the court is shoot the ball. Can't really handle it that well either. But if you just want a center or a power forward that's going to play defense, get a rebound well, He's a B tier player. I'm not the highest on Kenyon Martin, but I am going to put him at B tier, joining Kevin Love as well. Now, Kevin Love is basically the polar opposite of Kenyon Martin. Kevin Love is a shooter. You know, he's going to have an 83 3 ball. He has a 45 speed, though. I mean, he has a 45 speed. I don't know if you guys heard me the first time. He has a 45 speed. I can't put him in A tier if you have 45 speed and you're not Jerry Lucas. Kevin Love, I see a lot of people run him. He's probably fine. But for me, I can't go any higher than B tier. I just can't, especially this early on in 2K. Maurice Lucas is a guy I've actually hyped up a lot in past 2Ks, but I'm not hyping up this Maurice Lucas. He can't shoot. He has a 53 speed. Defensive badges is fine. Rebounding wise is fine. As far as an interior center, might be okay if you do run him at center, but I can't put him into the Kenyon Martin level because I don't think he's quite as good. Michael Porter Jr. We're going all the way up to A tier. A lot of these Sapphires out of the Colossus set are very, very solid, and Michael Porter Jr. is no different. 6'10", 7-foot wingspan, hot spots from 3 out of 5 spots around the arc, 85 3 ball, 80 speed. Defensively, obviously leaves a little bit to be desired. But as far as just a pure guy to stand there and shoot the ball at the power forward position, Michael Porter Jr. is going to do that at a very, very high level. Is he an S tier player? He's not, but I think he's close. I definitely think he is very, very, very close. Miles Bridges, our next guy here. He's a tough one. I'm going to drag him to B tier because that's where I'm going to start with him. But Miles Bridges is a very, very tough guy. The one thing I do want to start off by saying is Miles Bridges has a super, super, super smooth release. He's got a 79 3-ball, but again, his release is very, very smooth. Defensively, only has a 60 lateral quickness, which hurts him. I think I'm going to leave him in B tier. I think that's where he belongs. Again, if you want to move him into A tier because of his release, I think you can. But Miles Bridges is very solid. As a domination reward, I think you're going to enjoy using him, and he's going to help me get through domination. But he's just not, I don't know. I don't think he defensively I can put him into that next stage. Otis Thorpe is terrible, guys. Literally the worst guy on this list probably is Otis Thorpe. He does nothing good for you. And if you have Otis Thorpe, there's an auction house for a reason. It's just quite honestly that simple. Had to play with him in a draft mode today, and he does nothing well for you. Maybe the surprise of this tier list, and maybe it's me being biased, is Spicy P, Pascal Siakam. 31 total badges. I get it, 17 of them are on bronze, but that's fine. 76 3-ball, 76 speed, 78 lateral quickness, incredible defensive badges. Let me say that again. Incredible defensive badges. I think he's best at that center position if you do want to stretch center. I think he's probably a top dude in the game. He's not that much worse than the base Draymond Green. Obviously, more of Draymond's badges are upgradable. Fully badged, Draymond's going to be better than Siakam. But I think if you compare their base cards, they're not that much different. And Pascal Siakam, probably one of the most underrated cards in all of 2K. Hachimura. I'm going to say this right now. 2K finally gave us a guy, as far as a daily login reward, that's not bad. Hachimura is not bad. 9 gold, 9 silver, 4 bronze, 83 balls, 74 speed, 67 lateral quickness. Decent enough shooting-wise. Decent enough defensively. Is he a card that's going to, carry you through unlimited? No. But is he a card that if you need a guy to play at that small forward, power forward position that can hold it down? I think he is. In A tier and above are cards that I'd be going into unlimited and being comfortable with. Anything below, B through F are probably cards I'd tell you to stay away from. So Hachimura being at A tier, says a lot about the card. Sergey Bach, another card I'm going to put in A tier. Now, maybe this is just personal preference between him and a guy like Kevin Love, but I think Serge defensively just gives you more. 85 3-balls, 56 speed, 70 lateral quickness, 90 driving. I just think he gives you something more. Now, jump shot 26 on normal timing. I don't know how that's going to be necessarily, but I think as far as centers are concerned, Serge is a great option, right? If he just had no center eligibility, he might be, he'd still probably be A tier, but at the lower end. But because of how he can play center, he's probably at the upper portion of our A tier right here. Now, Sharif is a card that before this video, I would have never guessed he would have been A tier. But listen to this, guys. Listen to this. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, 84 3-ball, 75 speed, 76 lateral quickness, 72 speed ball, 70 ball handle. How is he not A tier? I want you guys to know, if you guys don't think he's A tier, how not, right? He's got a few defensive badges, can hold it down. Jump shot 34, I don't think is that bad of a release. Sharif's fine. I've never used the card, but he's a card after looking at him, you know, looking at his base card, I think has potential to be fantastic in the game. Thaddeus Young up next. When I first made my video about the tokens, I wasn't hyping Thad Young up a lot. Here's the thing though for Thad, okay? Is it going to be easy to green with him? No. He has the Dwayne base, which is fine. Hot spots from both corners, which helps. Still only has a 64 3-ball. That hurts him quite a bit. Defensively, still going to be solid. I can't go any lower with C tier because we got bona fide scrubs at D and F tier. But I'm not the highest on Thaddeus Young. Now, Tom Chambers is a card when he first got released, I was super hyped up on. And my hype's kind of died down. And a big portion and a big reason for that is specifically because of his release, right? Has a 79 3-ball, 70 speed, 52 lateral quickness. Basically what Sergey Bach is going to give you. But I thought he'd be a little more athletic than Serge, a little better than Serge. And I don't know if that's the case with his release. I don't know if that's the case, can handle it a little bit. But set shot 16 is kind of a deal breaker for me. When Tom Chambers first got released, thought the card would be better than he is than he actually is. And he's fine. He's fine in the game, but not a card that I'm super, super stoked about. Tom Gugliotta, we're going to go B tier with Big Tom. He's fine. He's fine. And if you're running him on your squad, I think you can. 69 3-ball, 71 speed, 64 lateral quickness. He's better than everybody at C tier and D tier. I do think if you're running him, you got to be able to green with that release. With the 69 3-ball might be tough, but he's going to be able to attack the rim pretty well. Play decent enough defense. I think B tier is the spot for him. Probably on the lower end of B tier though. Udonis Haslam, you stink. And I'm not trying to be mean because I love Udonis in real life. But in 2K, the card stinks. He has 69 speed, 60 lateral quickness. So he's not F tier, right? Because he's better than the guys at F tier, but he's just not very good in the game. And I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be mean or say anything bad about the card, but he's just not very good. Zach Randolph, our second to last card, we're going to go C tier with him. Can shoot the ball a little bit. Defensively is going to be terrible, though. And the worst part about it is his stats defensively are terrible, but he's got some defensive badges. And he's got a 78 3-ball and has no shooting badges. So it's like, it's the polar opposite. I would never suggest anybody to run Zach Randolph, but if that's your man's, just do what you guys got to do. Last, but certainly not least, is Zion Williamson. And we're going to go C tier with Zion. Now, if you evo him up all the way, he's usable. Is he a guy I'd be comfortable using in unlimited? No. Okay, I just objectively wouldn't. Now, whether you go athletic or defense with Zion, either way, he's not a perfect card. There's parts of him that are missing. 33 total badges is fine. Just not a card I'd necessarily recommend. So this is my tier list right here. Anybody below A tier is cards I probably wouldn't recommend. But A tier and above, each and every one of these cards is elite. You can't tell me any different. Each and every one of these cards is elite and cards I would be comfortable using. But hopefully this tier list can help you guys out when you're trying to build your lineup, especially early on in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. But that is going to wrap it up for our power forward tier list today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.